Luis Suárez is one of the most talented and captivating strikers in football history. The mindset and passion which makes Suarez such an icon stems from traumas and fear, which has led to him becoming one of the most controversial footballers of late. In today's video, we are going to take a deep dive into the nature of Luis Suárez and the scandals which have followed his legendary career. Before we get into it, please leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel as it helps me out massively. Thank you. Luis Alberto Suarez Diaz was born in Salto, Uruguay, becoming the fourth of 7 brothers. At the age of 9, he would regularly play football on the streets of Montevideo, where he was now living, along with his brothers, to take their mind off the traumatic and violent separation of their parents. There were times when he had to take care of his brothers and had a responsibility, so his early life helped him develop a stubborn attitude. At 14, Suarez joined his first professional youth local team, Nacional. It took just 2 years for young Suarez to have his first of many disputes as he headbutted a referee, showing discontent from a red card. When he wasn't playing football, Luis was working as a street sweeper, which unfortunately would fund a mild addiction to drink. His lifestyle now included frequently visiting nightclubs and getting intoxicated, which would lead him to skipping training the following morning, leading his coach to warn him about taking football more seriously. Whilst working on the streets, Luis got chatting to a girl called Sofia and ditched the nightclub life to spend his evenings walking 15 kilometers to spend time with Sophie. A fitter and more football-focused Suarez made his first team debut for Nacional against Atletico Junior in Copa Libertadores at age 18 in May 2005. He scored his first goal 4 months later and played a significant role in Nacional winning the 2005-06 Uruguayan League with 10 goals in 27 games. Suarez, a wonder kid in Uruguay, caught the attention of scouts from the Dutch club Groningen while they were in Uruguay to scout another player. During a match, Suarez impressed them by winning and converting a penalty and scoring a remarkable goal. Despite only watching that game, the scouts were eager to sign him, and thus Groningen subsequently paid Nacional €800 for Suarez after that season. His move to Europe was particularly exciting for him as it allowed him to be closer to his girlfriend Sofia, who had left Uruguay for Barcelona with her family. They had maintained a long-distance relationship for a year prior to his transfer. 19-year-old Luis Suarez felt immense pressure upon moving to Europe and faced initial struggles due to language barriers and adjusting to Dutch football by playing on the second team. While scoring goals for the team, he faced disciplinary issues, receiving 3 yellow cards and 1 red card in a 5-game stretch in January 2007. The contrast between his life in Europe and the poverty he left behind had been cited as contributing to his periodic aggression on the field, as well as being a possible explanation for the more forgiving attitudes of the Uruguayan public and press towards such cases compared to Europe, something which we will come to later. By the end of the 2006-07 Eredivisie season, he accumulated 10 goals in 29 league games, aiding Groningen to an 8th place finish. Ajax recognised Suarez's potential and initially offered $3.5 million, but Groningen rejected the offer. Suarez, displeased, took his case higher up, but it was ruled against him. However, on the same day, Ajax increased their offer to €7.5 million and Groningen accepted the deal. During the 2007-09 period, Luis Suarez experienced significant development and success with Ajax. He joined the club in August 2007 for a transfer fee of €7.5 million and had an impactful debut season, scoring goals in both the UEFA Champions League and Eredivisie games. In that season, Suarez scored 17 goals in 33 league games and formed a striking partnership with Klaas-Jan Huntelaar. The following season, Suarez continued to be a key player for Ajax, scoring 22 in 31 games. However, his disciplinary issues began to surface again as he received several yellow cards, leading to suspensions and a somewhat tumultuous relationship with the head coach, Marco van Basten. Before the 2009-10 season, Martin Jol took over as head coach and Suarez was named team captain after the departure of Thomas Vermeulen. villain. Despite displaying goal-scoring prowess with notable achievements such as a hat-trick and multiple goal matches, Suarez's disciplinary problems persisted. He faced suspensions for yellow card accumulation and a half-time altercation with a teammate. Notably though, he was named Ajax Player of the Year for 2 consecutive seasons. That summer, in the 2010 World Cup, Oscar Tabarez selected Luis Suárez for Uruguay's squad. In a crucial quarter-final match against Ghana, with the score tied at 1-1 in extra time, Suarez intentionally blocked a goal-bound header with his hands on the goal line. This act, deemed a professional foul, resulted in a red card for Suarez, who celebrated as Ghana missed a subsequent penalty kick. Despite being labelled a villain and a cheater, Suarez referred to his action as the hand of God, echoing Diego Maradona's infamous goal in 1986. Suarez, suspended for the semi-final, sacrificed himself to give Uruguay a chance to advance, although they lost in the semi-final and third place match. Suarez's handball incident remains one of the most memorable and controversial in football history. To this day, Suarez shows no regret and openly said, "I don't need to apologise. I would apologise if I injured a player, but in this situation I stopped the ball with my hand, got a red card, and the Ghanaian player missed a penalty. It's not my fault. It wasn't me who missed a penalty. That is not my responsibility." In the fresh 2010-11 season, Suarez continued his impressive goal-scoring form, becoming the Eredivisie's top scorer with 35 goals in 33 matches and earning recognition as Dutch Footballer of the Year. However, controversy hit an all-time high. In November 2010, he bit PSV's Otman Bakau during a match. Suarez initially got away with it until the Dutch FA hit him with a 7-league ban. The incident earned Suarez negative publicity, with the media branding him the cannibal of Ajax. His actions on the field, both the beautiful and ugly, may be a manifestation from his childhood. He is a survivor and has a fear of going back to the most traumatic period of his life. He will do anything to prevent not going back to the way things were, however irrational that train of thinking is. A psychologist noted on Suarez's behaviour. He grew up poor, in a country where most people stay that way forever. His past makes him unafraid of danger because being shot isn't nearly as scary as becoming that 11-year-old boy again. Biting makes sense to him. He'd bite a stranger to keep from being dragged back to that border town kitchen. Ajax, during Luis Suarez's suspension, engaged with European clubs interested in the player. In January 2011, Liverpool successfully secured Suarez for £22.8 million. Despite his departure under suspension, Suarez left Ajax on amicable terms, receiving a farewell send-off after a match. An Ajax coach expressed the club's desire for him to stay longer, and the crowd, in agreement, applauded, followed by fireworks. They concluded the 2010-11 season as champions, and Suarez, though departing mid-season, received a winner's medal for his contributions. He tugged on his sleeves, walking into his first news conference at Liverpool, nervous, out of place, looking like a little boy. The pressure on Suarez is immense, and he is overpowered by the fear which I mentioned earlier. Suarez had a successful debut season though, nothing to worry about. He helped the team climb from 12th to finish 6th in the Premier League. However, his time at Liverpool would be accompanied by multiple controversial incidents. In the 2011-12 season, Suarez was alleged to have racially abused Manchester United defender Patrice Evra. Later found guilty by an independent regulatory commission, Suarez was banned for 8 games and fined £40,000. Suarez still disputes this decision. I personally think, while he used arguably racist language, he is not a racist person. A claim written by Patrice Evra himself in his statement to the FA. In Uruguay, the word which Suarez used is not meant as offensive but descriptive. Luis had to say about this, "Is the word the same in Spanish as it is in English? No, absolutely not. Am I a racist? No, absolutely not. I was horrified when I first realised that is what I was being accused of. And I'm still sad and angry to think that this is a stain on my character that will probably be there forever." Already facing an FA charge over the Patrice Evra incident, Suarez did his character credentials few favours when celebrating a goal against Fulham a few weeks later. The Liverpool striker made an obscene gesture to fans while celebrating a goal and was handed a 1-match ban. The tension ahead of the first meeting between between Suarez and Evra since the racial incident was palpable. During the pre-match formalities, Suarez refused to shake Evra's hand before kickoff at Old Trafford. Despite all these incidents, Suarez signed a new long-term contract with Liverpool in August 2012, and a couple months later, Suarez celebrated a goal for Liverpool against bitter rivals Everton by diving in front of then Toffees manager David Moyes, who had earlier claimed that divers such as Suarez were putting fans off the English game. Suarez further endeared himself to English football fans when he handled the ball in the lead up to his goal during the FA Cup third round match against Mansfield Town. Liverpool won the match 2-1, which only added additional fire to Suarez's critics. Negative stereotypes were constantly being portrayed in the media, and Luis Suárez became the villain of the Premier League. The 2013-14 season was marked by Suarez's extraordinary goal-scoring performance, earning him the European Golden Boot. However, he faced further controversy, most notably when Suarez took a second bite at the cherry, pun fully intended. Suarez bit down on the arm of Branislav Ivanovic and then rolled around in agony to try and con the referee that he was injured partly. He escaped punishment at the time but was fined by Liverpool the following day and charged with violent conduct by the English FA. Suarez was handed a 10-match ban by the Independent Regulatory Commission, which Liverpool opted not to appeal against. On social media, Suarez found himself in some hot water after tweeting a photo of him and teammate Coutinho eating a banana as a sign of support for their teammate Dani Alves, who had a banana thrown at him during a game. This wasn't just a one-off post though, it was a community-wide thing with plenty of other players. Amidst these disciplinary problems, Suarez expressed a desire to leave Liverpool, and so his time at Liverpool concluded in the 2013-14 season, where he finished as the Premier League's top scorer with 31 goals, winning the Golden Boot and sharing the European Golden Shoe with Cristiano Ronaldo. Despite his on-field success, Suarez's time at Liverpool was overshadowed by a series of controversial incidents, including racial abuse and biting, which added a layer of complexity to his football legacy. Luis Suárez famously joined Barcelona in July 2014, signing a 5-year contract for a reported transfer fee of £65 million. However, his debut season was marred by a 4-month ban for an incident at the 2014 World Cup in which the Uruguay striker lunged at Italian defender Giorgio Chiellini and bit his shoulder, followed by Suarez falling and clutching his face. Once again, Suarez escaped punishment on the field, and Uruguay went on to win the match 1-0 to advance to the last 16, knocking the Azzurri out in the process. However, 2 days after the match, Suarez's suspension came into place. It's clear to see Suarez's passion and hunger to win in football and patriotism for Uruguay can take control of him. However, this is somewhat understandable from the culture he was brought up in. While initially banned from all football-related activities, a successful appeal allowed him to train with Barcelona, and despite the suspension, Suarez had a prolific first season, contributing to Barcelona's treble alongside Lionel Messi and Neymar in the iconic MSN trio. His disciplinary issues continued as he missed the 2015 Copa America due to a ban. In the following seasons, Suarez's on-field performance remained exceptional, winning the European Golden Shoe twice and contributing significantly to Barcelona's domestic successes. However, his aggressive playing style resulted in several incidents, including suspensions and a red card in a Copa del Rey match against Atletico Madrid in 2017. Despite disciplinary concerns, he remained a crucial part of Barcelona's success, securing domestic titles and breaking records. In the 2019-20 season, Suarez continued to excel on the field but faced a knee injury that required surgery. His disciplinary issues resurfaced in January 2020 when he underwent surgery after suffering a knee injury during the Supercopa de España. He returned to score goals and surpassed Laszlo Kubala to become Barcelona's third all-time top scorer. However, Barcelona's season ended in disappointment with a historic 8-2 defeat against Bayern Munich in the Champions League. Suarez's tenure at Barcelona concluded with a trophyless season, and his departure marked the end of an era for the MSN trio because Suarez left the club after being informed by Barcelona's new head coach Ronald Koeman that he was no longer wanted. That summer, a report from Italy stirred controversy around him as prosecutors in Perugia revealed an investigation into suspicions that Suarez cheated on his Italian language test, with alleged assistance from his teachers. The language test was a prerequisite for obtaining an Italian passport, a necessary step for a proposed transfer to Juventus from Barca. The investigation marked a tumultuous time in Suarez's career, as the move to Juventus was subsequently abandoned, and instead, a transfer to Atletico Madrid was signed and sealed. Suarez had a remarkable debut at Colchoneros, scoring 2 goals and providing an assist in a 6-1 victory against Granada. Throughout the season, he continued to excel, breaking records and achieving milestones. Suarez scored crucial goals, including a last-minute penalty against Eibar and a brace against Valencia, making him the first player to hit double figures in goals in each of his past 10 league campaigns. He finished the season with 21 goals, helping Atletico Madrid secure their 5th La Liga title. In the 21-22 season, Suarez continued his goal-scoring prowess, reaching 11 league goals and extending his streak of double-digit league seasons. However, after the last home match of the season, Atletico announced Suarez's departure, and he received a farewell from fans, including a giant banner thanking him for making them champions. Suarez once again ended the season as Atletico's top scorer with 13 goals. Suarez returned to his boyhood club, Nacional, in July 2022 on a free transfer. He made his second debut for the club in a Copa Sudamericana match, which Nacional lost 1-0. 4 days later, Suarez scored the final goal in a 3-0 league win during the championship finals. On October 31st, he had a standout performance, scoring twice and leading Nacional to a 4-1 victory against Liverpool Montevideo. This victory secured Nacional as the 2022 Uruguayan Primera Division champions. Suarez concluded the season with a total of 8 goals and 3 assists in 14 league games. Luis Suárez, though, said his final goodbyes to Nacional as he joined Brazilian giants Gremio on a 2-year contract in December 2022. He made his debut in January 2023, securing a hat-trick in a 4-1 win. Suarez went on to secure his second title for Gremio in April by winning the Campeonato Gaucho, contributing with a penalty goal in the final. Rumours circulated about his possible retirement due to knee injuries, but he dispelled them with a strong performance in June. The next month, Suarez negotiated an early contract termination, shortening it to the end of 2023, citing knee issues from the demanding Brazilian league schedule. Despite the challenges, he scored his second hat-trick in November, helping Gremio beat Botafogo 4-3. Suarez concluded the Campeonato Brasileiro as the leader in goal participation with 17 goals and 11 assists in 33 games, guiding Gremio to a runner-up finish. In December, he was honoured as the best player of the Brasileiro and received the Bola de Ouro from ESPN Brazil. Suarez has now left Gremio, with rumours that he could maybe retire or even possibly reunite with Lionel Messi at Barcelona for one last dance.